I would like to say thank you to our moderator and the remarkable lineup of guest speakers that we have today. I grew up watching some of these people or people who are already in power on TV, and even at the time watching, the Bersih protests on TV as well. So that really explains the generation gap. But that's where I believe young people should play a role. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking specifically about, by the way, benarkan saya untuk bercakap dalam bahasa Inggeris because my slides are prepared in English. And I'm going to be talking about student movements during democratic transition and what are our demands for change. I have 5 demands in total, but before I start, I would just like to say that I'm sure all of us here know that even though we now have people who once fought for us in power, it doesn't mean that we have to be comfortable. It doesn't mean that we can now feel comfortable and accept whatever the changes that are happening right now, because I would just like to amplify on our beloved speakers who have spoke before me. We have to do more, and this is the time to do more. And this is the actual time that I would like to reiterate what the chairman of Bersih has said. This is the critical moment for change to happen. The first demand that I would like to make is to guarantee the freedom of speech and action. We already know that according to Article 10 of the Federal Constitution, it is guaranteed that Malaysian citizens have the right of freedom to speech, assembly, and association. So why are there people who are being held by the police? Why are there, still issues when it comes to wanting to do protests or even peaceful assemblies? Why is there still those kinds of problems in the time where people who once fought for power using those methods are now already in power? Why are we still having to go through such, procedures to ensure that we can even voice out our voice collectively, peacefully? We still have to go through and have police permit. We still have to give notice, and which is very possible that they will reject it. And in a way, this will continue to limit the rights of the citizen, because we cannot immediately assemble and voice out our dissent. And we hope, as students, as youth, we hope that this can change, that we will hopefully be able to voice out, to pass out memorandums peacefully without being seen as if we are criminals outside of the parliament. Secondly, second slide please. Next is the abolishment of AUKU. As students, I believe that each and every one of us should fight for the abolishment of AUKU. Thank you. Even though I come from International Islamic University Malaysia, where we are not under AUKU, we believe that students can only, fight together in order to create change. So that's why we have to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters, with students who are under AUKU, to make sure that we all have the autonomy, we all have, the access or ability to fight for our rights and to exercise our rights. So even though the recent amendment gave us financial autonomy, but it is still limiting the inclusion of students in decision-making procedures, as well as having a clear guideline to the Subsidiary Act. So this is very vague, and in a way it is one step forward and 3 steps back to me. I believe that if the government really wants the youth to voice out, to really be the future of the next generation, then you abolish AUKU and create a new Higher Education Act to ensure full autonomy of the students. So I am calling out to all the students to ensure that we unionize together in order to create this change. Next slide, please. Third is that we demand the raise of dignity to marginalized communities. As we know right now, as we are going through this Congress, Bersih Congress, we also have Congress Masyarakat Terpinggir in right now. And I would like to amplify on their voices because I have talked to activists who have worked directly on the stateless issue, on issues who deal with marginalized communities, and this is the right time for us to really raise their dignity. Because, as we know, according to the recent amendment, considering the recent citizenship matters, yes, I would like to quote Dato' Ambiga, that they did provide automatic citizenship. However, the rest of it is regressive. It will affect abandoned babies, illegitimate children, adopted children, children of parents with permanent residentship. And for those with cases of loss or abandoned documents, how are these people who are our future, the next youth, treated like foreigners? We should not be letting this happen. And we should not let stateless people or marginalized communities continue to suffer with lack of education, lack of healthcare facilities, lack of basic needs. Because this will end up leading them to issues such as child marriage, which even though it has lowered in Selangor, but how about other states? How about Sabah and Sarawak? It is a privilege that I, as a youth today, am here to talk about these issues. But we need to give the people who are actually experiencing these things to talk about this, which is why advocacy needs to reach to these marginalized communities. Next is we demand a dignified salary. Let's all not lie to ourselves. 1.5 is not enough. 1.5 is not enough for a minimum wage. How are we to survive in this economy with 1.5? We demand that it is raised to 2.2K in order to actually survive, for example, in the metropolitan areas, such as in KL and Klang Valley. Because this will actually affect the young people specifically, because one is to make ends meet, and second, to actually balance academics and also work, which is very hard. Leading to my next point is paid internship. It is truly ridiculous that we are expected to do our internship without being paid, and the ROI is experience. Experience itself is not enough. Because in this community, in this society right now, where the demands are so high, what do we do and how do we actually survive to make sure that we do internships that actually align with our profile and our backgrounds and courses, and at the same time try to reach and try to climb the corporate ladder? The government needs to assist and needs to make change in order to facilitate the youth to actually secure a stable job once we graduate. Because the youth are and is the future. Finally, I would like to amplify all of the speakers today is we must kill corruption and bribery. Because I am ending my time already, I would just like to say that there should not be any form of double standards to any political elites. And we need to make sure that this will not continue to happen through institutional reform and electoral reform. And I stand with Bersih to ensure 100% reformasi. Finally, I would just like to say thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope all of you can chant with me. Hidup, hidup, mahasiswa. Hidup, hidup, hidup rakyat. Thank you so much.